Hey y'all, what's up? Eric Johnson back with y'all again with another live stream video. I bet y'all like, man, Eric just keep coming back like AK-47 bullets and hitting y'all with like exclusive news. But I do want to give a special shout out to one of my main girls that I look at on YouTube. Subscribe to Miss Analytical. She definitely broke this news. I got the notification from her channel about this video. It's funny as hell. We're going to be talking about Fleece Johnson, aka the Booty Warrior. Now, for all my people who haven't been under a rock over the past 10 plus years, and if you have been a solid looker, a speaker, and a fan of the classic show known as the Boondocks, then y'all know what I'm talking about. Now, before we get started, I will be reading the Copyright Disclaimer Act of 1976. So anything that we use or talk about in this video is with fair use, like videos, etc. Because we about to go in, no pun intended. And I just want to say once again, shout out to Miss Analytical. Go subscribe to her channel. And I have put the links in the description for like the story. This is the story coming from Gay Magazine, spelled Gaye. I'm just going to leave it at that. I ain't going to make no jokes about it. But besides that, they did an exclusive interview after the Booty Warrior, a.k.a. Fleece Johnson, has been released after 1 year because he served 44 years in prison. And his first stint was in 1979 at the age of 13. And we will be getting into his long rap sheet and his long criminal career of being a booty warrior. So here's the link to the story in the chat, and they do got I do got one of these videos right here. This is his classic MSNBC interview they did like 10 plus years ago. This was around the time where Boondocks was at an all-time high in popularity. So y'all know the classic Boondocks episode. I have to see what it's called before we go in, but besides that, I will be reading the Copyright Disclaimer Act of 1976 before we get started. Copyright disclaimer: under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit educational or personal use. Tips the balance in favor and fair use. So now we got that out of the way. I'm going to be going to the website known as Gay Magazine, Gaye. They said that Johnson speaks out about Boondocks 1 year after being released from prison. Entertainment news. This is how the Booty Warrior looks now. I will show y'all a picture of him. This is Fleece, the Booty Warrior Johnson. And I'm sad and mad at the same time that this dude got my last name. So this is what the Booty Warrior looks like in the year 2023. So y'all be on the lookout if y'all see this dude roaming the streets of Kentucky. So he's out and about, and protect your neck. That's all I gotta say. So besides that, we're gonna be getting into this story. Fleece Johnson, infamously known as the Booty Warrior, due to I'm sorry, y'all, man. This shit just so funny, man. I grew up looking at the Boondocks, and they had so many classic episodes, but the Booty Warrior episode was possibly one of the best ones, the funniest ones, and the most real life ones. Because if you looked at like the prison TV shows, Locked Up Abroad, Beyond Scared Straight, I forgot that TV show they have when you be an undercover cop and you be in the jail cell with the other prisoners and stuff. I forgot what that was called, but y'all know what I be talking about. You just have TV shows like this that actually supposed to scare these kids. Beyond Scared Straight. That show been around for a long, long time, and I done seen some kids like be scared like out of their pants, especially the ones back in the day. Like you had prisoners back in the 70s, like dressing like they was on the street in street clothes in prison. Like them dudes back then wasn't no joke, and the laws were way different back then than they are now. So besides that, sometimes you just gotta show these kids what it looked like up in the prison industrial system, but you got to give it to them the right way and not just go overboard with it. But a dude like Fleece Johnson, he has his history of being in the thick of things. I'm just gonna leave it at that. So besides that, Fleece Johnson, famously known as the Booty Warrior, due to reportedly raping and sexually assaulting over 157 people. Not one person, not 5 people, not 10 victims, not 50 victims, not 100 victims, not 150 victims, not 157 people. He said that he was reportedly known as the Booty Warrior due to reportedly raping and sexually assaulting over 157 people while in prison. Was released last year and is now speaking about his 44 years behind bars. So he basically had the long run like Clyde and Ray, Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence on that classic movie Life. They had the long ride, boss. Originally sentenced to 10 years for armed robbery at the age of 13 in July 26, 1979 at the Kentucky State Penitentiary. This dude was out here robbing people in the cocaine era. 1979 was the year, man, of the disco era. Michael Jackson's Off the Wall, Donna Summer's Bad Girls, BG's. This dude was out here at the age of 13 putting in work on robbery and got sentenced to 10 years at the Kentucky State Penitentiary at the age of 13. So, he had a long run of being, in it with the law and in it with other people. I'm just going to leave it at that. Johnson would later be sentenced to an additional 18 years in 1987 on charges of wanton endangerment and first-degree assault. Now, this is my first time hearing about a charge like that. I know what first-degree assault is, and wanton endangerment, I never heard of that a day in my life. It's saying that it's defined as under Kentucky law as engaging in conduct which creates a substantial danger, a serious physical injury, or death to another person. So yeah, basically he was getting his groove on in prison. So basically he didn't care. He said booty was more important than water. He said booty was more important than taking showers. He said booty, a man's butt, is more important than doing anything else in the prison industrial system. And possibly most likely in this dude mindset, booty is more important than, taking care of your family. So besides that, Fleece Johnson has a long run and a long stint and a long history of being down with the law and trying to, be the booty warrior. He trying to live up to his name. He got a reputation to withhold. So, besides that, let me continue reading some of this stuff. In October 1990, he was charged with assault on a corrections officer 4 times, which added an additional 20 years to his sentence. So basically, he just didn't care about getting out. He was so used of being in prison that, getting booty just turned these dudes crazy. Getting booty would just have these dudes assaulting police officers in a correctional facility. Getting booty will put 20 more years on his long sentence. So it's crazy how this dude got out of jail and now he's talking about his long history of, being a booty warrior and, him being a stain on society. But besides that, him having my last name, which I hate, the booty warrior, aka Fleece Johnson, was sentenced to an additional 20 years with assault on a corrections officer 4 times. So most likely they gave him 5 years for each sentence. 5 times 4 for you short butt South Carolina fans who can't count, add, multiply, or subtract, or divide. 5 times 4 equals 20. So 5 years times 4 equals 20. So it's saying from 1981 to 2013, he was up for parole 13 times after serving a minimum of 20 to 50% of his sentence. However, they denied him 13 times. They didn't deny him 1 time, not 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, 8 times, 9 times, 10 times, 11 times, 12 times, 13 times. They denied him every time because of his history of his sexual crimes on other inmates and officers while incarcerated. Not only was he getting his free code with the prison mates, He was trying to get his freak on with the correction officers, and they denied his sickle cell sick ass 13 times. Fleece Johnson went viral as the booty warrior after his interview for MSNBC's Locked Up the Convict Code, a show intended for kids to make positive choices and avoid incarceration. While looking at a dude like Fleece Johnson, if a kid gonna be out here doing stuff like that and don't want to learn, I can't save him, man. Because if you got to do like Fleece Johnson being in the Kentucky prison system or any prison system within the United States of America or anywhere in the world, that's to tell you that you should be doing everything as a God-fearing, law-abiding citizen to stay out of prison. I don't even want to go to jail, let alone even touch the prison industrial system. Because a dude like Fleece Johnson will... I'm going to just leave it at that. Because y'all already know the outcome. So I ain't trying to go in. Yeah. He went viral for the lock up raw, the convict code. I forgot what year this came out. They didn't put the year. In this prison, booty was more important than food, Johnson said on the MSNBC show. Booty, a man's butt, is more important. Oh my God, Jesus Christ, man. Booty, a man's butt is more important than, I'm serious, booty, having some booty was more important than drinking water. Man, when I see one, he looks good to me. When I go up to him, I say, hey, you, come here. I say, I'm going to tell you what, I like you and I want you. Now, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. The choice is yours. And it always was a yes. I don't care how big, how strong, how wherever you are. Eric Johnson, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm just giving it to y'all man to man. I'm going to fight for mine. I don't know about the rest of y'all. I'm going to fight for my manhood. I don't care who you is. You're going to have to take it from me because I'm going to go down guns blazing. I don't care, man. I'm going to defend myself. And that's in any situation. So besides that, the booty warrior saying he was laying the law down. He either said like Benny Siegel off state property, you either gonna get down or you gonna lay down. The choice is yours. And he said it was always a yes. And they do have the interview of this dude talking about it. And I already read the copyright disclaimer section of the Copyright Act of 1976. So I will play a snippet of the video. I just gotta make sure it upload right. Here it go.
Kentucky State Penitentiary. We met Fleece Johnson, a longtime inmate who practices a very different kind of homosexuality.
But we have sexual desires, right? So you got a bunch of men locked up in one place. All of them get hard. All of them's horny. All of them got sexual desires. So what are they going to do? You won't let them have a woman. They going to have each. Somebody's going to have to give us some booty. And it's just that simple.
The most memorable story that Fleece told us.
He said somebody gonna have to give us some booty. So when y'all little niggas be out here sagging y'all pants in these music videos, doing all that fruity stuff, all these dudes out here dressing up like Lil Uzi Vert, wearing purses like ASAP Rocky, twirling around like one of the princes off a Disney movie, NBA Youngboy, wearing fingernail polish, eyeliner, makeup, spraying yourself with up-controlled substance, and just doing all the dastardly things out here. When you have a nigga like Fleece Johnson telling you that somebody gonna have to give up some booty, y'all in for the long run, man, because I don't know, man. Y'all might be used to doing stuff like that, you know, being up in that industry. But if you have a dude like Fleece Johnson looking at you up and down while you sagging your pants and doing some crazy shit, that should tell you that you in for a long night.
I'm sorry. It was more booty, having some booty was more important than drinking water. I like booty.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ, man. This is the Lord's day. I didn't want to get up and report on this. Shout out to Miss Analytical. You made me do this, man. Man, I wouldn't even did no video on this, man. I've been on the road, man, with the whole Melly Mel getting arrested situation, Madonna having a health scare, and the whole Pusha T versus Jim Jones situation that's been going on, man. I had to get up and report on this, man, because this dude out here, he said, I like booty. Getting booty is more important than eating. Getting booty is more important than paying your bills. Getting booty is more important than winning the lottery. Getting booty is more important than anything in this dude's life.
Johnson went on to tell our crew how he used to satisfy his sexual desires, especially during the 1970s and 80s, when he was most active and prison security was more lax.
When I see one, and he looks good to me, when I go see him, I say, you come here. I say, I'm telling you what, I like you, and I want you. And we can do it the easy way or the hard way. So the choice is yours, right? And it was always yes.
Johnson also had a warning for the new generation of inmates. They might be asking for trouble from old-timers.
You know, they got this thing where they save their pants past their butt.
I told you, man. Y'all better stop doing that shit in front of these old-timers who've been in prison for the long, long run. Y'all can't even do that in female prisons. Y'all be up there in them female prisons, them old butches and them old, bull, wets. You little girls come up in there, swishing y'all booties around, flapping your little, biddies and stuff, getting your Janelle Monáe on in these female prisons. Next thing you know, one of these old heads come up in there, take you in the shower and just they just take it from you, man. You can't be doing stuff like that in prison. If I'm in a situation like that, my shit gonna be Steve Urkel all the way up to my booty cheeks. I ain't gonna be showing nothing. I don't even want to show no ankle meat. I don't want to show no chest breast, no taco meat. I don't want to show a goddamn thing. Sagging is a y'all doing stuff that these old timers in these prisons, they look at you like me. Yeah, that's fresh meat right there, man. It's like the hyenas in the African, kingdom. They see one of these gazelles, one of these newborn animals, they're just fresh meat. They don't got no protection around him. They just gonna do what they gonna do.
Style, they call it some sort of gangster style. It's sexy to us, right? And see, but they weren't prepared for this, right? So you say your pants in her, man, somebody be up in your thing where they save their pants past their butt. It's a style. They call it some sort of gangster style. It's sexy to us, right? And see, but they weren't prepared for this, right? So you say your pants in her, man, somebody be up in your butt, and it just said so.
Johnson even let the lockup crew know that when he was in his prime, they wouldn't be safe from his advances either.
If y'all had been in her...
He said when he was in his prime, in the golden era of getting some booty in the 70s and 80s, when prison systems wasn't built like they are today. See, they had different things going on back in the prison system back in the 70s and 80s. So he's saying in his prime, y'all wouldn't be safe from getting, that thumb up your butt, stick talk, future voice. So he's saying in his prime, he was laying to smack it down. Now he can't do it like he used to back in the day, so he had to change the game. Fleece Johnson saying he had to change with the times as being the booty warrior. So, he's saying the camera crew wasn't gonna be safe. So
back then in them days, and as much as I like booty, I'd probably felt one of y'all butts. And y'all was walking past me and dared you to say something. I've got no shame in my game. This is nothing that I'm ashamed to admit. I am what I am. I'm a warrior too, so let that be known. I'm a warrior.
Yeah, that nigga's a warrior, all right. The booty warrior is back out on these streets. Y'all better duck and hide. Y'all better get some protection, some brass knuckles, some pepper spray, a Michael Myers knife in a self-defense situation. After 4 decades in prison at the age of 57, Johnson was granted parole on June 28, 2015 after receiving a low-risk assessment rating. Reportedly, he was officially released in June 2016, but he was arrested a few days later for armed robbery and sent back to prison. Now in 2023, 1 year after his release, Hustler Spirit published an interview with Johnson about his time in prison. During the interview, Johnson shared his thoughts on the Boondocks episode Portrayal. The episode is called A Date with the Booty Warrior. The episode follows the character Tom, who recently conquered his prison rape phobia in decades and decides to volunteer a field trip to a maximum security prison as part of the Scared Stiff program. But when a riot breaks out, Tom is forced to face his fears with the Booty Warrior directly. When Johnson was asked if he ever saw the episode, he said, "I watched a little of it, but he said he watched a little of it, but it aggravated me because that's not my character portraying me as somebody I'm not." Yes, it is, nigga. Stop lying. You was a Booty Warrior. You was out here doing your thing, and it portrayed you perfectly. Known fact was, I was locked up. I got pussy while I was locked up. He put me in a negative light to try to generate a negative light, but what he did, it hurt me. Yeah, it hurt you, all right. He said he was to get some poontang pie while he was locked up. Not only was he a booty warrior, he was laying the smack down on the female guards. I don't believe that. I believe the booty warrior aura was glowing around him like Bruce Leroy off The Last Dragon. So he had that booty warrior glow. So I'm going to just leave it at that. Justin described during the interview that when he found out about the Boondocks episode, he was up for parole. That when he got released in 2015, jobs would fire him due to the episode. Hence why he was later sent back to prison for armed robbery. You put me to the test, I go out there and get my money any way I can. I was trying to demonstrate when I got out of prison that I had turned over a new leaf. I was done with all that crime shit, but I can go back into it if I have to. I have a wife now. I told her about it before we got married. So I want to know which woman out here just put herself at the bottom of the garbage pan, at the bottom, like the near deep end of just the garbage juice leaking out of the trash can, the bottom of marrying a dude like this, who was out here sexually assaulting and, R-ing people in prison over his 44-year, sentence. So I want to know who married this dude and who actually gave him a chance to actually be called a husband. Johnson ultimately claims that he only exaggerated his crimes of taking booty. Y'all got me sounding like Roland Martin over here, man. Just got me stuttering, babbling and shit. I got to get back on my game. He's saying that he only exaggerated his claims of taking booty to help scare the kids from making bad choices. Man, just by looking at you and saying that you like booty in that MSNBC interview, that should give a kid a chance to be like, hey man, I ain't stealing no candy no more out of CBS pharmacies. I ain't out here trying to burn down my school, my church. I ain't trying to be out here just writing swear words all over the place. That should give you a new stance in life. That should give you a chance to be like, I need to make something of myself. I need to make my mama proud. Because if a dude like Fleece Johnson can get out in prison and just cause all types of mischief in these interviews, him being a booty warrior, then you as a regular person in life should just stay on the long run, stay on the safe side. He said he had no idea when I did the MSNBC documentary that I would get out of prison and that all of these other sites would come aboard and put in a negative light. You put in a negative light on yourself, sir, of being a booty warrior. You brought this on yourself, sir. You brought this on yourself, Mr. Johnson. You want to be a booty warrior. You said booty was more important than eating food, drinking water, paying your bills, winning the lottery. You said getting booty was more important than anything in your life. So you brought this on yourself, sir. He's saying that it put a negative light on him, like I'm some kind of predator. Yes, you are. You are a sexual predator. You are a booty warrior. He said he got some butt in there, but I'm not gonna lie, I didn't take it. I don't believe that, nigga. I do not believe that he wasn't out here taking no booty in prison. That's just me. I'm glad you came up in here. I don't know how to say your name, but thank you for the information. It's on record that he took the booty of 157 men over 40 years in prison. Yeah, that's fact. That's a fact, Jack. And here's the second interview of the Booty Warrior when he was getting out of prison. I don't know how long this gonna last, but I'm gonna play the whole thing.
So Fleece, everybody wants to know about the how did you end up on Lock Up Raw on MSNBC?
Yeah, I tell you that. First of all, I was in prison. I was causing mayhem, and I eventually laid down. So they had what you call a skirt straight program, bring juveniles in there, scare them, tell them shit that'll deter them from getting in trouble. You know, if you come to prison, you gonna be my boy, all that shit, right? Well, I was the one that could break them all down, make them cry and all this shit, right?
Sorry about that, y'all. I gotta turn up the volume.
Seaweed contains 10 times more minerals.
Sorry about that.
All this shit. So they locked me up one day, put me in the hole, and they put me in a cell that was leaking water. I mean, the floor was just covered with water. So I called the guard. I said, can you put me in a better cell? I said, with some cells empty on my way to the cell. He said, no. I said, can I speak to a lieutenant? He said, Lieutenant, bitch.
I'm sorry about that, y'all. I gotta find me another video of this because the volume ain't up all the way, so I'm gonna have to find me a link to the interview. I'm gonna have to go on YouTube and do it off my phone. Yeah, the interview 50 plus minutes. So I'm gonna just put the link in the description to the interview in the chat. So, cause I ain't trying to be here all day. The video almost 30 minutes long too. Yeah, he just kept stacking up time just by taking booty. Booty was more important than eating, drinking, taking showers, seeing your family members. Booty was more important than anything in his life. Here's the interview right here. I put the link in the chat. The full interview of Fleece Johnson talking about his career as being a booty warrior and his life being in the prison industrial system for 44 years. So it should be uploading into the chat in a couple of seconds. Yeah, okay, here's the link right here. There's the link to the Fleece Johnson interview. So yeah, man, he's a bad man. So all I gotta say is y'all better not be bending over, doing some strange things for a piece of change. Y'all better not be sagging y'all pants because Fleece Johnson is out. And don't let him being married fool you, because that booty warrior is still out here trying to do his thing on the low. So that's all I'm gonna say. Yep, it's public record that he was taking booty even from the guards. Yeah, I put all the information out there. He was out here getting his freak on, man. Just doing anything to get that butt. So besides that, I just want to say shout out to Miss Analytical. Go subscribe to her channel. I will put the link to her channel in the chat room again for y'all who don't know who Miss Analytical is. She is a YouTuber, and I will give her props for being the first person I looked at to report this situation on Fleece Johnson. Let me just put her channel link in the chat. Go subscribe to Miss Analytical Experience. And thank y'all for coming into the live stream. Usually I don't do live streams, but it's just been so much news out here that been going on in the world. And I want to thank y'all too for my last live stream I did, the Melly Mel domestic violence arrest. I got 463 views on that. That's the highest live stream I had ever since the tragic passing of the rock and roll legend Tina Turner. So I just want to thank y'all for coming into the in the live stream, and be on the lookout for more live streams. If any updates, be on, not only this video but any other videos that I talk about too. So thank y'all for looking at the video. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace out, y'all. And remember, check out the interview on Fleece Johnson. Is right here. Here's the link to it. And thank y'all for looking at the video. Stay safe and peace out.